In the next edition of It's About Money, my guest will be Ebonie Ealey. She's the CEO and founder of Ebaneza Headbands. Going to be a fun show, so come join us. Welcome to another edition of It's About Money. I'm Nannette Nocon, and thanks again for joining us. I have an exciting guest today, lots of color, and her name is Ebonie Ealey, and she's the CEO and founder of Ebaneza Headbands. I'm anxious to find out all about your group. So Ebonie, let's start with the origin story of Ebaneza Headbands. What inspired you to launch your business?
The love of fashion, the love of family, culture, and God, and the love of nature.
That's great. And when did you start the business?
I started the business in 2014. It was basically like a hobby in Hawaii where I started headbands for my young daughter. And then it continued on to start head bows and bow ties and flourished into something wonderful, into Ebeneza.
Oh, wow. And where does Ebeneza come from, the word?
Ebeneza comes from me, Ebony.
I see.
Yes.
Ah, duh.
E, continuing on the E, the love of God, Ebeneza. I don't know if you heard of the word Ebeneza before, but Ebeneza is just, it allows me to be able to root myself and back to who I am, who my people are, and what aids us into shining.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's great. So you specialize in custom headbands.
Yes.
A unique niche. What drew you to that creative path? Say, we'll make a unique headpiece for everyone.
So, Ebeneza is basically talking about our crowns. And I live in the kingdom. I don't know about you, but I crown myself. We crown ourselves. And in to show that crown, sometimes, it's hard for us to be able to capture that beauty. And we're always looking outside. And my goal was to basically ignite what's the inside out. And flowers, feathers, it does that for me. It allows me to connect back to my culture, connect back to my identity. I wanted to be seen. And in being seen and recognizing the beauty of the kingdom, this is what came across.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's got a lot of different types. So let's see. What is the pom one? What is that?
So this is just flowers, different type of flowers. I am in love with sunflowers. Tulips is one of my favorite flowers, but today we got just the different types of flowers in honor of what the beauty of nature is, what God brings to our life. And sometimes we may not have a name, but know that you are seen in the love of God.
I love it. You're right. These are all appearing in nature.
Yeah.
It's a different way of looking at it. So how do you manage the day-to-day operations of the business?
So I am basically the marketer, the producer, the designer, the model. I'm a one-man show here, but God is good. I can do it.
I have
abundance.
I love it. I agree with you. We have abundance, and we just have to dip into that and get it all out.
Absolutely.
That
Absolutely.
is great. That is wonderful. So when you your motto is to accentuate and exaggerate. I love that. So how do you can you unpack that for us and just kind of talk?
Yes, accentuate and exaggerate. So I love adding flair to the hair. And so my goal is to amplify the beauty within inside. Connecting, the reason why I specifically customize is because I am connecting with who that person is within and then exuberating that, amplifying that to what it is on your head and on your crown.
No, I love that. As you talk, I view someone wearing the crown that you make for them, being in front of a mirror and putting it on, and just the feeling of, kind of crowning yourself with that artistry that you've put together.
Yes.
That's very nice.
The reason why I am so humbled to be able to share my gift is because it really empowers women, all types of women, knowing that, there's beauty no matter what your thought is and how you look, and it's all what's inside. And when you are talking and getting these things out and saying what you want to look like, who you want to be, I'm able to articulate that and design that through my pieces.
Mm.
And I get to really connect with individuals on a more authentic level.
Sure, sure. Oh, it's great. You know, I picture photographers linking up with you and people having their birthday pictures with all these crowns on them.
Yes, they do. Indeed, they do. That's the
Oh,
goal
they
of
do? Oh,
Ebaneza.
okay.
That if you check out our Instagram, you will see they are shining tremendously.
Oh,
Absolutely.
I love it. That's really
Yes.
great. So you talked about connecting with your culture, with your people.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you continue to find the inspiration for your art?
Through the culture,
Mm-hmm.
through the people, the land,
Mm-hmm.
and foundational texts, and just being able to identify who I am and who I want to be and who I strive to be. And through these designs, I'm able to constantly check myself on who that is.
That's great. Now, you started when your daughter was born.
Yeah.
Is she involved in the design or any modeling? Or
Yes, she is. When she was younger, now she's in high school.
okay.
So she has a different, different vibe or
Sure,
whatever.
of course.
But it was so funny the other day. She was she's in cheer, and she was talking about the bows, and she was like, "Mom, the bows aren't Ebenezer." And I knew what that meant.
Uh-huh.
It didn't give the sparkle. It didn't make you feel confident. So I'm like, well, you know what you got to do, right? You have it in you. And so she, designs herself and amplifies it because she got the Ebenezer in her.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Which really, you have to start with an outer and it becomes inner, and then you just,
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. That's
Thank
really
you.
nice. And are there any particular influences that shape your work? I mean, I think you've answered that question because you said, your beliefs in terms of God and
yes,
and
identity.
nature.
Like in our culture, the propaganda of who women are and who we have to be and what the image is. My goal is to change the imagery of who women are in 2025. Authentic, channeling rather than focusing more so on the outside, getting that inside, channeling the inside and letting that exude, and knowing beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and allowing us to really relish in that and not the fakeness of what we aren't.
That's beautiful. So when someone comes to see you, how do you put together a customized headpiece for them? I mean, do they tell you, oh, I am this, I am that? What's the process like?
So yeah, we have a catalog, and so you would see, what you like and who you are and what do you like to wear. We from New York, you gotta love the fit. It actually was featured in Paris Fashion Week, and so that was truly an honor. And so you tell me what you like and what style you like, and we examine that, and then it comes to fruition from your ideas and what you want to be and who you want to be and what your identity is. So it is an array, I would say, of different styles. My pieces are very unique, especially, customizations, they would be.
That's great. And you show them here in baseball caps, but then you also have this beautiful piece on your hair.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Thank
actually.
you. Thank you.
Yeah. So
Thank you.
That's
honoring of my culture, my traditions of my people.
Yeah, that's really lovely. You also authored 2 books, right?
Yes.
Talk about those books.
So my first book that I authored, No More Rules, Black Poetry Inspired by Black Art, was one of my first books that I authored in college. Then I transitioned when I gave birth to my 2 children, Cheyenne and Cairo, and my book is entitled Love Mommy the Sea, and it's more so of a nourishing book. My first book was more so of empowerment, of rebellion. However, transitions always happen. And so I have my second book, Love Mommy the Sea, is more tenderness, loving, empowering, abundance. And in those two books, I was able to see my growth and who I am and what type of woman I want to be. And so, being an author, I'm able to share my experiences in real time, give identity to who we are, and what we can create.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's been very inspiring and humbling and really joyful to share.
Yes. I read somewhere that they said that they love being an author because they can occupy a space in someone's mind for a period of time to influence them. I thought, wow, that's so beautiful. Because I never thought of because someone's allowing permission to read their words and enter their minds by reading their words or hearing if it's audiobook. But I thought, well, that's beautiful. It's a great power for the authors.
Yes.
And for people receiving.
And for the reader.
Yes, that's
we're able to give imagery of our experiences, and it's so beautiful because we aren't the only ones experiencing one thing. Nothing is new under the sun. And so I'm really grateful to be able to share my experiences, even though it isn't new.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So it's some people would feel it's new because it's new for them.
Yes.
And it's just or reframed. Right?
Yes.
And it's maybe the same thing, but they just saw it differently because it's more joyful.
Yes.
That, so kind of light shined on it.
Oh, wow.
Something
Thank
like
you.
that. So that's great. I love that you could write two different books, right? One is more like empowering.
Yes.
And then the other one's like loving, but the power of the love is so important.
Yes.
So.
That's exactly it. It's exactly it.
Now, did you approach the book in the same creative mindset when you were writing them, or was it from experience? Tell me about that.
It wasn't in the same mindset.
Sure.
Of course, because I'm coming out of college, rebel,
right.
fun. I'm gonna say what I say, you know what I mean? But the second book, Love Mommy the Sea, was more so of the nourishment of where am I leading my children? Where am I leading the next generation? What's my lineage? But however, they both share the same thread of truth telling and storytelling, and so it still resonates to me in a beautiful way.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, it's a different phase of your life, so it's a different story and approach, but the values that embraced it are the same. Like you said, the truth and all. That's great. This is wonderful.
Yes, it is.
And it's fun. So I'm going to take a quick break because I have lots more questions. It's going well. So thank you, our audience. We'll be right back. I'm with Ebonie Ealey. Thank you. And it's about money. And we'll see you in a moment.
I feel sometimes that I'm not listened to. I feel that I'm not getting the attention that I need, and it's a lot built up in my chest. I would just want you to listen to me more often and evaluate situations with me and lead me towards success.
Listening is a form of love. Find ways to support your kids at soundidouttogether.org.
And we're back. I'm Nannette Nocon. It's about money. We have this really fun show. My guest is Ebonie Ealey. She's the CEO and founder of Ebaneza Headbands, and she's also the author of a poetry book, No More Rules, best-selling poetry collection, and another book called Love Mommy the Sea. So it's exciting to have her. She's so well-rounded and fun. So I'm so thrilled to have your hats here, your headbands here, and talk to me about how you make the connection of your headbands, of your poetry. What other channels and platforms do you have to get people to know about it? How do you do it?
So I like to say network shows your net worth.
Aha.
Yes. And I connect with my community, those great influencers, leaders, artists, educators, designers to impact that. I just recently, last year, did a show, K-Town fashion show, and it was a community event where we were able to go to one of the oldest museums in Ramstein, Germany,
Mm.
And we had a K-Town fashion show, and one of the first, and we were able to bring military members together, designers, people of the community, bring the German community and the American community together to share their beautiful designs from around the world. And it was very successful, to say the least, and very empowering and inspiring to see different artists come together in a beautiful way to share their expertise in certain things, because we're so busy in life, and there aren't times where we really get together to see how we can serve each other. And I have moments where we can facilitate that, and I'm so happy that I'm able to do so.
No, that's great. That's
Yeah.
wonderful. And how did you make the connection with Germany to do the fashion show there? What you've got wide reach. It's wonderful.
Yes. So I lived overseas for some time, and I teach Spanish speakers English speakers Spanish tongue-tied. I was able to teach on a military base as well over there, and so having those connections were a platform that I was able to connect with great people.
Oh, nice. I love it. Like you said, your network is
Yes.
network is very important.
It
Yes.
is indeed.
Yeah, that's great.
It shows your value, because currency doesn't only reside in money. And I think that's a lot of confusion, where when people, they have a deficit in other places, and you got to check your currency all around in life.
Oh, I love that. You're absolutely right. It's a good way
Yes.
to put it.
Thank
And I'm in
you.
the money business, so I should be using that language. So thank you for sharing that.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah, I have all these goals or lifetime goals, and every year I change it every year, update it, different parts of my life. But you just brought in a nice language there.
Thank
So
you.
thank you for sharing that with me.
Thank you.
I appreciate it very much.
I'm glad.
What do you see is the next step for Ebaneza Headbands?
My next step is to serve my people, to continue to serve my people in a way where it's empowering, impactful, and allowing, us to be seen.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say us, I'm just talking about the people of 2025.
Sure. And talk to me about how do you know when someone feels that when they got it, right? When they feel like they've been seen. What feeling or what response have you gotten over the years that make you feel like, okay, I was able to do it? I'm sure you get a lot of feedback from people.
And I love the feedback. You see movement, you see posture.
Mm.
I like to tell my students, are we in posture? You see the confidence, you see their heads raised. It comes from within, like I was saying in the beginning. It just really comes from the within. You can see, you feel like it's like a breath of breathing in and lifting up. And that's what I see. I see the glow in their eyes. I see the confidence and how they share with others. So.
There's a show on television, and no longer on, but it's The Big Bang Theory.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the women in the television, Amy, was upset at her boyfriend, Sheldon, but then gave her a box and says, oh, you're trying to buy me with jewelry. She takes it out of the bag, and it turns out to be a tiara. It changed her entire mood. So when you're talking about crown, I mean, that's literally a crown, but it's like changed her entire demeanor. She forgot she was upset at him in a deep way. So
Yes.
it makes me think about the headbands that you make and how beautiful they are.
You are how you feel. In the morning, I wake up in the morning and I really can think, and this is what Ebenezer aids me in doing. How do you want to feel? Like a queen.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, how are we going to execute that? Ebenezer aids in that execution, and I know that because I wear them.
Uh-huh.
And so I've seen it. Not only do I wear them, but those individuals in my community wear them, and they feel that same way. So I know I'm not a lie.
Yeah. Of course,
So-
of course. If you could see the confidence in
Yeah.
them, and
Yeah.
they walk around with it, you had a hand in helping them start their day, and really it's either saying, oh God, it's morning, oh, or God, it's morning.
Yeah, it's morning.
Yeah, right.
And it's a
right.
beautiful thing.
Right, and to be able to put the headband and then the crown, and then also feeling that in your head, just like your daughter said about, her feeling that even though she's not wearing the headband,
Yeah.
that she has that feeling inside of her. What kind of lasting impact do you think you'd like to see among people, for girls, for your community? What's the lasting impact that you'd like to see for your students, actually?
Yes, confidence, integrity, transparency, and beauty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's great. That's great. And what is the best way for people to connect with you in exploring your work further?
Well, those can connect with me at www.ebaneza.com, or you can check us out on Instagram at Ebaneza101.
I see. Okay,
Yeah.
that's great. I feel like you should be Ebenezer Crowns.
But they are. So let me bring some clarity in the room.
Okay.
They are. I started with the crowns.
Ah, okay.
However, where in New York, fitteds are a crown.
Uh-huh. I see.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes, of course. I have to go with the culture that.
Yeah, the culture. So this is when I talk about culture and identity. Who are we?
I see.
Where do we come from?
I got it. Okay.
And so this is what, like in New York, we're not necessarily wearing tiaras in 2025. We wear them during quinceañeras and things like that.
Yes,
and
now I get it. Okay.
But we crown in New York style.
I see. I
with
love
the
it.
fitted. Yeah.
So kind of adjusting to whatever the culture is.
Yes.
Okay.
And this is with travel. This is when I'm understanding what travel with different crowns, traveling around the world. I was able to understand that crowns look different in different places.
Uh-huh. Yes, of course it does, right?
Yes, and so this is what does a crown look like in New York? Ebenezer. That's what a crown would look like to me in New York.
I see, I see. Okay, I get it. So
Yeah.
wherever you're traveling, it's going to change.
It's going to change.
Yeah, and then the colors provide additional identity, personalization.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love that. And how are you impacted by these tariff issues or not really? How do you source your products, the materials you use for you?
Well, I source my products, American. No, I'm not affected by that because I use my resources, my local resources to shine.
Ah, nice. I love it. So you're helping other people in their
Yes, because
businesses.
guess what? We need it.
Yes.
We need it. And so I think and actually being on the show, it's like local community, making sure that we're keeping the money within our people, the American people, so we can survive in the way we need to.
Sure.
And be able to continue to put in our economy. And I believe in putting in our economy, that means giving to each other.
Yes, yes.
And so therefore, I am intentional when it comes to my network.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to really define it, and that. Yeah, I love that you have defined as your network is your net worth, because really, if you can help each other out in your network, and everybody lifts up in their net worth. Right?
Yes,
for sure. That's
sure.
great. That is great. So, how did you fund the business at the beginning? Did you would you have some funding, or did you say, you know what, I could do one at a time, and that's how I build
sole
my business?
Proprietor.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, it came from, I like this Ebonie. I like your pieces. And I'm like, okay, I'll make you one on the sideline. And it's just like, one of my good friends was like, Ebonie, you're playing around. And I'm like, what do you mean? He said, Ebonie, you need to put a little bit more oomph in you. I said, what do you mean oomph? I gotta know. He said, no, you are taking it too lightly on the gifts that you're giving to people.
Huh.
And I didn't, I had to let that marinate a little bit. And I'm like, And as I started to create more and more, because I loved creating since I was a kid. I was in pageants. I did Hal Jackson Talented Teen. And so it's like, where's your creative side? I love to teach. I see you teaching. But there's something else, Ebonie, that I know you ain't sharing with the network.
Uh-huh.
And so I had to sit down, take heed a little bit, and think about that. What am I not giving? And this was one of the things that I really wasn't putting as much effort into it, and going day by day. And then it's just like getting orders like, Ebony, could you make me a design, a crown for me? I have an event, an occasion coming up. I have a birthday coming up. And this is what it started. Also, with having like fashion shows, I saw the joy. I did that on the side just for voluntary work. Mm-hmm. Doing fashion shows with young kids and young adults and women. And it was something that I just did because that was something that I love. Mm-hmm. And praise God that I'm doing something that I love so I don't have to work a day in my life.
Isn't that true?
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, work is optional when that happens, right? Because it's joy, pure joy. Yeah,
pure
totally
joy.
Understand. Yeah.
Pure
That's
joy.
Great. Despite challenges, it's always the joy. Come to it. Go.
Indeed.
There's no perfect thing, but you just keep at it because you love it.
Gotta sew it back up. Sew it back up.
Oh, that's great. I love it. I love it. So some suggestions, like people viewing our show today, like if they're thinking about, oh, I love to get a piece for myself, Ebenezer piece. How do you, any suggestions? Like, do people use it for bridal,
all occasions,
parties, and okay.
Any occasion.
Got it. Okay.
Even at work.
I see. Okay.
It's wherever we wear our crowns everywhere we go.
Uh-huh.
I wear my crown everywhere we go. So I worked at this establishment. This is when I realized that I'm an entrepreneur. I worked at this establishment and I had on my beret, and it was in Europe, and it was like, Ebony, that's kind of too much. It's not professional. What? Crowns aren't professional. And so my goal is to change that culture. Crowns are professional.
Yes.
It's just it's the way the culture is. You got to fit the culture in order to shine. And so these are one of the goals and where I'm allowing myself to be authentically who I am in a space sometimes where it's hard to see me. And so my goal when I'm designing these pieces for others and for bridal showers, work, going out to dinner with your friends. What's the vibe? And guess what? We're going to execute it, and you're going to shine this like the star you are.
Yeah.
And so we wear them wherever we go.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. I love it. I can't believe time went by so quickly.
Yay!
But I appreciate you very much, Ebony. It's great to have you here.
Yes.
And thank you, our viewers, for joining us. My guest is Ebonie Ealey, CEO and founder of Ebaneza Headband, and she's also an author. So thank you. Until next time, I'm Nannette Nocon. It's about money.